Hi everyone, my name is Alex and this is my first YouTube video. To start off, I thought it might be a good idea to do the gender tag as a way of introduction to my channel. I identify as trans, specifically trans masculine and non-binary. My YouTube channel is really going to discuss a lot of topics related to being trans, related to being a part of the LGBTQ community. I've heard before that the word transition isn't the best word to use because in reality we're not transitioning from one thing to anything else. We're always the same human being and the same person, and it's a very cis-normative word, but either way, I'm excited to use this channel to track my transition process as I go on testosterone on May 17th, which is coming up in about a month, which is really exciting. So to start off, I'm going to do the gender tag. So let me bring that up. How do you identify your gender, and what does that mean to you? As I mentioned, I identify as transmasculine non-binary. So to me, the non-binary part means that my gender identity falls outside of the binary spectrum. Like, I just do not relate to being male or female. Really, I don't think I would consider myself to have a gender in the traditional sense, but the transmasculine part means that I feel most comfortable in clothing and in a body that is more masculine. I do experience dysphoria because I feel that a lot of parts of me just don't belong to who I am. It doesn't fit the image or the person that is within me. So it's a really hard thing to describe, but that's a question that's coming up later, so I'll get to that in a second. The second question is, what pronouns honor you? I use he, him, or they, them pronouns. Just honestly anything but she, her is what would make me most comfortable and validated. Describe the style of clothing that you most often wear. I think I like to wear more masculine clothes. However, I have been analyzing why I prefer these clothes, and I think that I might be overcompensating a little bit. I feel like I have to reject all kinds of femininity or feminine clothing. I have a feeling that once I transition and I pass more as a guy, I think I will start wearing clothes that are more feminine because I feel like I'm allowed to wear them without having my identity invalidated all the time. Talk about your choices of body hair. I don't really shave that much. I shave my lip every once in a while, maybe the space between my eyebrows. I trim my armpit hair, but other than that, I don't really care too much about body hair, really. Talk about cosmetics. Do you wear makeup? Do you put on nail polish? Do you wear perfumes? Once I start transitioning, I will put on nail polish, and I might wear makeup, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I just don't let myself wear them currently, unfortunately, which is sad. I wish I could feel validated in my environment, even if I'm wearing makeup or nail polish, but you know. Have you experienced being misgendered, and if so, how often? All the time, and it's terrible, and I hate every second of it. Yeah. When someone calls me a girl, I'm like, I want to ask them why in a way that isn't weird. I'm guessing it's my voice. I think my voice gives it away. But it's also interesting because how people perceive me changes where I am. I currently live in Vermont, and here almost everybody reads me as a girl, perceives me as female. And, you know, I deal with it. I live with it. It sucks. And I'm not the kind of person that's good at correcting people with that stuff. However, I've been to other environments, such as my family recently visited Hawaii. We visited my family in Spain, and in those environments, I was read as a guy all the time. Consistently, I was read as a dude. Like, people would use he, him pronouns, you know, they'd say, like, young man. And I was like, what's going on? And I think it's because these environments, their cultures are slightly more conservative, so they're like, oh, short hair? Oh, masculine clothes, that's a dude, which is really fascinating, but also can be a little bit heartbreaking, especially when I come back from one of these environments back to my house and people start reading me as female again, and I was like, oh no. I thought I was like passing for a second there, I guess not. Do you experience dysphoria, and how does that affect you? Yes and no. I used to have a lot of dysphoria with my chest, to the point, I mean, I wore binders every day. I wore them for really long hours. When I looked in the mirror, I felt completely alien within my body, especially in like locker rooms and swimming pools. I would have panic attacks, I'd get nauseous, it was exhausting, and it hurt every day. And I got top surgery, thankfully, in November. I am so lucky to have gotten that relatively easily, without having been on hormone replacement therapy, because I know a lot of insurance companies require that kind of stuff. I am now about 4 months post-op, which feels amazing. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I no longer experience dysphoria when it comes to my upper body. I do feel dysphoria now, but it's not as intense as the chest area was. I feel a little bit of dysphoria around my hips and with my face. Like when I see my face in connection to my chest and my body, I'm like, I look like a 12-year-old boy. Like what is this? Like I don't look like my age. It's like this weird feeling of like something's wrong. Someone described dysphoria as visiting your friend's house while they're not there, like house sitting, and being like, I don't recognize this home, and you feel out of place, like it doesn't belong to you. That's, I think, a good way of describing dysphoria. I feel like the reason why it's so painful for so many people is because it like distorts your reality, for your like psyche. It's like strange. It's like, what's going on? I'm in this body that feels off and doesn't feel comfortable and feels unrecognizable. And I do think that going on testosterone is going to help me immensely, and I can't wait for that. I think that's kind of it. My face, my voice, my hips. Talk about children. Are you interested in having children? I think so. I'm interested in having children. I don't know if I want to carry a child. I think I definitely don't want to do that. It's something that's so socially connected to women that like I think that's like a turnoff for me. Like I don't want to be in that position and environment. However, I'm like, well, what if you were pregnant as like a dude? I was like, well, maybe. I don't know. It's a question for the future. I'm only 18. I don't think I can decide that. But I think I do want to have kids. I think I want to be a dad. That'd be really sweet. Talk about money. Is it important for you to provide financially? I think I'd want to be just on equal footing with my partner. I don't know if I would want to provide more than my partner would or my friend would. I don't know. It's a weird question. I don't feel any kind of like dominance when it comes to providing financially. I don't know. Is that related to gender? I guess it is like socially related to gender, but I don't think it should be. That's it. Weird question to end on. But yeah, I'm excited to bring this channel forward. I'm excited to create more content. I have so many ideas, and I think it's going to be a great way to channel my creativity and challenge me to do more exciting things when it comes to film work. I'll have my transition updates. I'll probably do song covers, anything. Bye, everybody.